Holiday season is upon us, and you may be wondering what to give that baker or cook in your life. Or that may be you, and you may be wanting to know some ideas to put on your wish list. Well, stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to be giving y'all 10 gift giving ideas for the baker or cook in your life. Hey y'all, welcome back to Grains and Grit. My name is Felicia, and on this channel we talk all things real whole grains from a biblical perspective. So that may give y'all a little bit of a hint that this is not going to be your stereotypical gift giving list for the baker or cook in your life, because we're focusing on real whole grains, milling your grains, baking from scratch, those type of things. So the things that I recommend may not be on your common wish list that Google tells you. So you're going to need to pay attention, Buttercup. Now, if you're wondering how much experience I have in the kitchen, I have been cooking since I got married about 13 years ago. I've been milling my wheat for over a decade. And so I know a thing or two when it comes to kitchen stuff, because I have tried all the things and I've broken them, or I've just worn them out. And I know what I like in my kitchen, and certain things I'm very particular about. But all of these items could either be from newbie, intermediate, or the advanced cook in your life, or the baker. So a few things before we get started. I have something different this year that I haven't done in the past. I'm actually going to have a specific temporary page on my website for all things holidays. So this is going to include any sales that are currently going on, because there's just so many at different crazy times. And it's just way easier if I can just guide y'all to one page that you can even check up on throughout this season for any sales, coupon codes, all the things to help you save some money. So I will link that here because I'm recording this in advance and I don't have the URL yet. So whatever it is here, that is the URL for that. I'll also have it down below as well. This video is also sponsored by Pleasant Hill Grain. You know I love them, and the reason why I love them is because almost all the things on this list can be found there. They have all the things that a baker loves, especially those of us who mill our wheat, bake our own bread, the grain mills, the mixers, all the things. So they're excellent time right now to shop with them, because you're not having to go to Amazon or Walmart or those big box companies. Let us, during this holiday season, as much as possible, support the smaller businesses and not the big dogs. Small businesses are being shoved out, and we need to support those so it doesn't become a monopoly. Be sure to check out Pleasant Hill Grain. They have excellent customer service. They are a wonderful company. I have zero complaints ordering from them, working from them. They are the cleanest grains that I get, some of the cleanest grains that I ever received. They are packaged super well. They are very careful with shipping your items. And like I said, great customer service as well. So all you got to do is go to grainsandgrit.com/PhD to shop with them. And thanks so much, Pleasant Hill Grain, for sponsoring Grains and Grit. Okay, so let's get to the top 10 things. Now, this is not in, obviously there's more to this list. I had to narrow it down, but let's just get started. Number one, of course, is a grain mill. If you don't already have one, or maybe you have one and you want another one, because yes, I have more than one for various reasons. So I've done a video all about how to choose a grain mill. If you are buying from someone and you have no idea what they want as far as a grain mill goes, just ask them, because I guarantee you they probably have one in mind. So this might be one of those purchases where you don't necessarily leave it to a surprise if you have no idea what they want. Just ask them or see if you can figure it out. Because there's multiple grain mills on the market, but number one, especially if they're wanting to mill their wheat, you got to get them a grain mill. And good news, many of them are on sale throughout this holiday time. So check out that web page to see what you can get. Number two is a good mixer. And by good mixer, not the KitchenAid stand mixer, or even just your regular type of stand, your stereotypical stand mixer like a KitchenAid. The reason why I say this is because if they are milling their wheat, they're baking bread, or they're a large quantity baker, those KitchenAid mixers are just not going to cut it. It's really going to burn out their motor, and there's no need to be spending your money on something that is just not going to last long. So the mixers that are the most commonly known for those of us who mill our own grains, bake the bread, is the Bosch Universal Mixer Plus. Miss Betsy, I have her, I love her. The Nutrimil Artiste, that's Miss Annie. I also have her, she's also great as well. And then the one that I can never pronounce, the Yankarskrum, the Yonk. We call her the Yonk. I do not have her. She's a different type of mixer, but she's a power horse, a bit of a learning curve, but you're not going to go wrong getting that, and they will forever love you for it. You know, for 1 and 2, for grain mills and mixers, Pleasant Hill Grain does have an easy buying guide that actually shows you comparisons, so you can look at all, like, what's the difference between the Bosch and the Artiste, and you know, and all of those things. And it's same thing with grain mills, so you can actually make a great decision, and it's all in this super easy buying guide. Number 3 is upgrade their bakeware, their cake pans, their bread pans, you know, their sheet pans. I literally, up until like a few months ago, I was still using pie pans that I got from Dollar Tree. And it was time for me to upgrade. I personally love USA pans because they're a silicone non-stick. So I have a ton of those. They are great. If you do not like that and you're specifically looking for a good bread pan, I cannot recommend the Pampered Chef stoneware loaf pan enough. I love it. It bakes the bread so beautifully, and that is stoneware. So if you are anti nonstick, any sort of nonstick, and you're looking for something a bit more natural, I highly recommend that. But otherwise, get you some good equipment because it really makes the job easier. Number 4, and this is for cooks, bakers, anyone who is in the kitchen and does anything, and that is to get you some good knives. Now, by good knives, I mean we're investing in these knives. I have several of them here. Now, my favorite ones that I use are my Wusthof knives. I have a cousin who is a chef, and I went to him and I said, look, I need the good stuff. I'm practically one step under professional knives, and I will probably make a separate video about this, but your good knives matter. If you're not sure of what type of good knives to use, I'm going to link a few down below for y'all that I do recommend. At the very least, get a good bread knife because we're baking all the bread. Get a good bread knife, or you know, maybe they need knife accessories. So things like a honing rod, which helps keep your knives sharp throughout the week, and then also a whetstone, which allows you to sharpen your knives, which again, this is a whole different video. Your honing rod you can use multiple times a week. You actually don't need to sharpen with a whetstone except maybe once every month or 2 or 3, depending on how often you use your knives. But anyway, those are accessories to help keep your knives super sharp. If you're a homesteader, this is definitely important. And maybe they just want a cool magnetic knife holder, which this one I love. It is sturdy. I have a million knives on it and no problem whatsoever. I'll link it down below as well. But again, good knives, and you may need to ask them, do some research. Maybe you just need the accessories, but it helps a lot in the kitchen. Good knives. Number 5, a good Dutch oven. The size may vary. I recommend anywhere, if you are just looking at baking bread, you know, a little 4-quart will probably work, or big family, you're wanting the big behemoth 7 to 8 quarts. Now this can range in price. There are ones on Amazon that you can get for about, you know, 50, 60, 70 bucks. I do have one myself. Just know I've been using it for about 3 years now, and the enamel has worn off on the bottom. That may be a user error. I don't know, but they are on the cheaper end, but they haven't lasted me except, you know, maybe a few years. Keep that in mind. All the way up to your most well-known, which is your Le Creuset Dutch ovens. Pampered Chef has one as well. There's many, many more. So kind of ranges in there. They can be an investment, but a good Dutch oven, I would say, is like the little black dress of the kitchen. You just need to have one. Number 6 is possibly a baking stone and or a baking steel. This is great if you love pizzas. If you love to make pizzas, I cannot recommend a baking stone enough. I keep mine in my oven. I slide a pizza on, which also means you need a pizza peel, but they are great and they do so well with the crust. I'm still working on like perfecting everything because my baking stones and steels are new to me, but I can already say I love the baking stone. It makes really elevated my pizza from the get-go. No, I don't have a video right now of pizza yet. I'm working on it. Number 7, grains. If they are loving grains, or maybe they want more, nothing wrong with giving some good grains. And I just suggest the whole website of where of all the places I recommend to buy grains, and I have various coupon codes depending on where you go. So you just need to go to grainsandgrit.com/buy grains. I believe that's the link. Whatever it is, it's here, and that's the correct one. Just to see a list of all the different places I recommend buying grains from and any coupon codes that I have. Number 8, when in doubt, gift certificates to all the places, whether it's Pleasant Hill Grain, a place to get grains. I mean, wherever it is, Azure Standard has gift certificates. I mean, so many people have gift certificates. If there's a place that they love and you just don't know what to get them, here you go, and they can go get what they want. Number 9 takes a little bit of creativity, but possibly you might just want to make a gift basket of various things. Now, this can go different ways. I've actually done this before with tutors, with our homeschool co-op, where I mill my wheat, they don't mill their wheat. And so what I did is I basically did a little goodie bag where I included freshly milled wheat flour, some chocolate chips, and then my chocolate chip recipe so they can make their own chocolate chip cookies with their family using freshly milled wheat. So this is something to give possibly just to someone who maybe is not someone who's baking with freshly milled grains, but you kind of want to introduce them to, and that's an excellent gift basket. Or maybe you just want to make your own gift basket to someone who is milling their grains and you just want to give them, say, some grains and maybe a little rolling pin, maybe a bench scraper or things like that that help them with their baking journey. Last but not least, number 10, and that is some of my cool merch. Yes, shameless plug, but we have our I Need Bread apron. We also have this in a coffee mug. We have this mama is powered by Grains and Grit. That's a shirt that I'm wearing here. We also have them in t-shirts. I have various things to my merch in case you didn't know. And there are some sales coming up and it's going to be changing and varying. So again, make sure you're checking out the webpage to know what is on sale and when. But those are great little gifts for the baker in your life, and they're just wanting a little something extra. So there you have it, kind of my top 10 gifts, ideas for the baker or cook in your life, especially those who are milling their wheat. Maybe they're wanting to mill their wheat, bake bread, all of those things. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. And as always, I will see y'all next week. Y'all have a great day. Bye.